All right, welcome back to Modern Day MMA. This is your host, Chris Meyer, and with me, as always, is the co-host on the other side of the Zoom meeting here, Kael Meyer. This week, we're going to be recapping the Sandhagen versus T.J. Dillashaw fight night from last Saturday evening. It was actually a really good fight card, especially for not being a pay-per-view. A lot of good fights throughout the prelims and the main card, actually. Don't forget to leave us a review and rating on your podcast platform before we get started here. And I'll kick it over to you, Kael. Where do you want to start with this fight card?
Oh, let's see. The first fight that I watched was the Brennan Allen fight. So we could probably start there. Ooh, I see Ian Heinisch got KO'd. That's tragic.
You didn't watch that fight?
No, I'll have to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah. Yeah, there was some good fights. Mickey Gall got a submission rear naked choke. That was super tight. Imavov knocked out Ian Heinisch, like I said. Heinisch looked good earlier, but he couldn't really initiate his grappling like he wanted to. And Imavov just ended up kind of grounding him out there and then got him against the fence and TKO'd him. That was a little bit of a surprise, actually. Anyone that just has the last name that ends in ov, you just know they're probably going to be fucking insane.
Yeah, 100%.
Just always bet on ov. Unless it's Nikita Krylov. Sorry, Nikita.
Yeah. Sorry, Nikita. Good thing we don't interview fighters because holy shit, man.
Oh, yeah. No, that
This will
sounds like
never
a
be
terrible
that kind
job.
of show.
That'd be a terrible
Fighters are
job.
so sensitive.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, I get it, but I also
Yep.
don't get it. Like, I don't really care what people think about me. You know, I try not to, anyways. But
Yeah,
maybe it's different when you're doing it in front of the world. I don't know.
it probably would be because, I mean, how many people are asking you what you did at work today?
Yeah, true, true.
I'm just
But
gonna start telling.
there are
I'm
guys that
just
can.
gonna start telling you that you suck at your job. See if it pisses you off.
I'll just. I don't know. I truly don't think I'd care, but maybe I'm wrong. You know,
You got all
there's
these
guys
people
that can do it.
telling you what to do, how to do
Yeah,
it better. And you're
yeah,
just like, well, you've never fought, so yeah, I'm sure you know how.
yeah. True, true. All right, where are we starting here? Brennan Allen fight?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, did you watch the Maycee Barber versus fuck me, I can't speak. Miranda Maverick fight?
Yeah, yeah. It was atrocious. Well, no,
Yeah.
sorry, it wasn't atrocious. The decision was atrocious. The fight was okay.
Yeah, the fight
Um,
was mediocre, but yeah,
yeah,
terrible judging. The judging was a little bit rough on a few different fight cards, actually.
yeah. Did you think Paiva won?
Yeah, I wasn't super disappointed with that one, but I kind of thought that Kyler Phillips had a 10-8 first round.
Yeah, that first round was pretty devastating.
It was devastating.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. But I mean, I wasn't mad at the decision either. You know, he grinded, came back from getting rocked a couple times. You know, they were
Yeah,
both super tired, and then like that was just. Did they get fight of the night? They
they
better have.
probably should have.
Yeah, I
I mean,
mean, maybe Sandhagen
the
did.
main was really good too, and the Darren
Main was
Elkins fight was pretty insane.
yeah, that Derek Meyer man. Like once he got tired, it was game over. Like he
He
just
just stopped fighting.
it's like he's like, okay, like this guy's got me beat. I threw everything I can, and now I'm feeling the pump, and I don't really feel him slowing down. So I'm gonna get reversed, and then I'm gonna get fucked up. It was weird. Like he just went from dominating to just getting reversed, and then it was basically fight over after that. You know?
Yeah, I know. It didn't take long from like literally as soon as he flipped him, it was like, okay, I'm just gonna grind you out here.
Yeah, like I think it's just Morales was after that reversal it just went right out the window. Like he just all right, this sucks. I'm gonna get Darren Elkins. Like I'm gonna beat the piss out of him for the first little bit, and then he's gonna beat me. You know?
Man, that's gotta suck.
Well, yeah, because he's done it to everybody. So many guys, and they just
I
like
mean,
why throw everything you have at him?
he's done it like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah,
But
but I
yeah,
mean, he's known for it. You shouldn't blow your wad in the first round.
No.
is what
And
I'm
I mean,
saying.
I don't get where these like it's not like he's fighting at 185 or 205. These guys' gas tank just he seemed to be right out of gas.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
had
it was so
nothing left in the
grappling,
tank.
you know.
Nothing left and it was in the second round or I guess it was in the second round.
Yeah.
I mean, it was grappling heavy and he threw a lot of strikes, but I mean, I'm looking at total strikes. Darren Elkins threw 3 times the strikes.
Yeah. Listen, man, there's a you got to realize when you're grappling, some guys can grapple at 60% and coast if they know that, all right, this guy's expending more energy than me. I mean, I've done it. Like with
Yeah.
COVID and whatnot, we're not allowed to switch partners after each round. So we have the same partners for all 3-4 rounds or whatever we do. And if I'm with somebody that I know tries really hard at the beginning, I'll just coast the first round. I'll just try and survive. I'll try and save my energy, and then I just fucking pour it on the last 2 rounds. And that's me. Like that's not. I'm not competing. That's just something that I know, and I'm very low level. You know, I'm not saying it's the same in a fight because there's fists involved, but it's just like I don't know. Maybe that's what he was doing. I don't really know. Maybe not.
I think he can
But
just take the damage.
well, he did take a good amount of damage, but
He
more of it
got
was
his
just
ass
like
beat.
grappling attempts, or sorry, submission attempts.
Yeah.
You know?
He took a lot of fucking shots.
Yeah, he did. He did.
It's not a healthy way to fight.
No, no, I'm not defending it. But he's not young either, and he just won against a younger sprite guy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, you can't bet against Darren Elkins.
it's tough.
I
It's
mean,
tough.
he just like unless you literally choke him unconscious or separate him from consciousness, he's gonna be right
And he's
there.
never
Just
lost a submission, has he?
no, I don't think you can choke him out.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, he's been knocked out a couple times, I think, and then savagely beaten,
Yeah. He's been savagely beat before being knocked out too.
and also been savagely yes. So
Yeah.
he's taken some tough ones. Oh no, he got submitted by Charles Oliveira.
Why were they? I thought they were saying on the broadcast the entire time, like, yeah, you can't. Maybe that
Armbar.
was a choke. Maybe that was choking. Like, this guy, you can't choke him out. I can't remember. But they were making
I
a
don't
point of
know.
it.
Either way, he lost by armbar.
Oh, okay.
And then Chad Mendes almost killed him. But I mean, he's got
Yeah.
lots of wins on his record, right? He's won 5 in a row. He won 6 in a row in the UFC. That's fucking impressive. He won
Yeah.
5 in a row in the UFC. That's impressive. To have a 5 fight and a 6 fight win streak in the UFC, that's super impressive.
Yeah. I mean, he's 37. He's
But how many guys have had a 5 fight, let alone a 5 fight and a 6 fight win streak? Like that's pretty impressive, honestly. To be in a deep division like that too.
yeah. Yeah. No, that is definitely impressive. Um,
Unfortunately, he sounds a little punched.
a little bit. A little bit. He looks a little punched, his face. A lot of scar tissue. Just
Yeah.
looks like a weathered mitt. But whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too bad,
I'm
man.
sorry.
These guys deserve to get paid. Like hopefully Darren Elkins makes more than hopefully he makes some money.
Yeah. They should 100% be paid more. It's brutal.
Yeah.
It's fucking brutal.
Like it should
So
start at 50 grand a fight.
yeah.
Or even 100. You should make 100 grand a fight.
Yeah. Just
Because you're paying your
also
manager
picture
so
the
much.
talent that comes up the moment you do that, Like
You
it's
know what
not like,
makes me
okay,
angry? Like the worst part about it was yeah, like you said, the talent is going to come more if the money's there, right? Because guys are going to be like, well, it didn't make it in football, but maybe I can go knock people out.
yeah.
But the fact that they don't get sponsorship money, because
Yeah,
you
that's the
could
worst.
before you could just pay them shit, be like, well, fuck it, you're making 100 grand from your sponsor, so go fuck yourself. But now
Yeah.
they're like, all right, here's $3,500, a couple of fucking Venom coupons, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Yeah,
Here's a size 9 set of boots for
yeah.
50% off.
Yeah, it's time that the guys that are but you know what? Like it's almost similar in boxing that when like, when you're just starting out in boxing, you don't make anything, you know?
No. Boxing has higher highs and lower lows.
Yeah, higher highs, lower lows. Which, I mean, it's similar. Like if you're a UFC champion or if you've been a UFC champion, you're going to be pretty wealthy, you know? And that
Yeah, but
makes
not
sense.
not fuck you
Not
money.
No, not fuck you money for sure.
How much do you think
Um,
Charles Oliveira made for his last win over Chandler?
Over Chandler, fuck 150.
Okay, I think he probably made $500,000, um,
500,000.
or 400 grand for sure.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah. So Google it if you want, and then I bet you he made 400 grand. But if he loses his next title fight against Dustin Poirier, he's gonna make another $500,000. So he'll be a champion with like 30 some UFC fights, and his biggest one fight payday is gonna be $1,000,000
Yeah.
or $500,000, and that's a champion in the deepest division there is. That's fucking underpaid.
Yeah.
I think
Oh, sorry.
Poirier
I
made.
was I was thinking of the fight before the title fight. I
Oh
was thinking
yeah,
of the fight with Tony.
no, you're probably right about that.
Yeah, no, he made 875,000 to
Yeah, there you
fight.
go. So that's
Yeah.
not bad.
But then let's see here.
And he'll get pay-per-view points for his next one.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I have a okay, so why isn't Aljamain Sterling's fight pay-per-view? And same with what's that other fight?
yeah, they're doing.
Jan?
Yeah, I think it's because it's an early card. Like you remember that Abu Dhabi card that Habib was on?
Yeah, I think.
It started at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I think this is the same thing, but they're just not gonna um make
So
it a pay-per-view.
this is my skeptical side. I think that it's because Dana doesn't want to give Aljamain Sterling
Pay-per-view points.
That's seriously what I think it is.
That's what I heard on the old fucking underground conspiracy network there.
Oh, dude, like it just makes all the sense in the world. Like Dana would never say that, but I think just the way that Aljamain's been acting with the belt in his hands, the way that he got the win, even though it was fair, whatever, that doesn't matter, but it still happened. He still got it that way. And just the way he's been acting, I think Dana's like, fuck this guy. I'm not giving him pay-per-view points because it's not his belt. That's what I think. And I think that's true. Dana's that petty.
I wonder how that works.
Like, I mean, I'm sure he gets paid a good flat bonus or flat salary, but no pay-per-view bonus.
I wonder, like, how does that work though? If he, because I think you automatically get pay-per-view points when you become a champion. So if you're not fighting on a pay-per-view, do they have to give you like an extra 100 grand or
Well,
200
Demetrius
grand?
Johnson never did, right? Same thing. He got paid a flat 400K, 390 or whatever it was. I can't remember now.
Yeah, that's brutal.
But it was similar in that way. And dude, like the moment Ariel quit ESPN, he started promoting that podcast, DC, and now the new guy is who is it again? Sorry?
RC,
RC.
Ryan Clark.
They started promoting that podcast the moment Ariel was gone.
It was on 264.
Yeah, yeah. Dana's that petty. Like I seriously think he's that petty. He
Did
would
you
do
watch that video I sent you?
Which one? You want
That
me to send me
fucking
today?
no, the podcast one where Ariel talks about that shit.
Oh yeah. I watched that. That's kind of how I came to that conclusion.
Yeah, that's fucked. Like if Dana had a meeting at ESPN, he'd be like, Ariel's got to go.
Yeah,
I can't
I
risk
am
him
Dana
glancing in my direction.
I've got that Dana White privilege.
I
Seriously
mean,
though,
I love Dana. I
I'd
love a
put
lot of
money
things
on
he
it.
does, but that's such a fucking petty ass thing to do.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's the kind of guy you want on your good side, I think.
Yeah,
He
I
can.
mean, Ariel said he tried too. He like apologized or whatever, extended an olive branch, and just got ghosted.
Yeah, because it's not like he's going to change the way he, does journalism, right? He's going to piss him
No,
off again and again and again. That's just because of who he
you
is.
know what? I watched a video on who was talking about it, what
Job.
Ariel did. Yeah, it was the one that I just sent you, I think.
I didn't watch it, but I watched one where Shaw was like, "Yeah, I've heard Ariel's a bit of a piece of shit, and he's hard to work with." That's
Oh yeah, it
what
was
I.
Rogan actually. Rogan was talking about it, and he said because the original reason that Ariel got banned and why Dana hates him. I mean, Dana never really liked him, but he hates him because he broke the Brock Lesnar news about UFC 200.
Yeah,
And Ariel's like, "Well, I'm just doing my job. I'm, and he kind of is, but at the same time, all he did was fucking release it an hour before they were gonna release it in the stadium."
yeah,
And so, I mean, that is kind of petty when you think about it, right? He's doing it for clout, I think, because it's
yeah,
not like the way Rogan explained it. He's like, you know what? It's not like it's some fucking scandal or something that like some Watergate scandal or something that you're breaking news or like you're informing the public, right? You're just telling them about a fight that's going to be announced an hour earlier than the UFC planned on announcing it, right? So you are kind of
yeah,
fucking being a bit of a snake
yeah, yeah.
because
Oh well.
I mean,
Old
I
news.
get breaking news, right? But I just,
Yeah. Well, fuck. Ariel takes his job seriously, you know.
yeah,
And Dana just likes to have absolute control.
yeah,
You know, he doesn't want guys that aren't gonna,
bend the
shut
knee,
up when he says shut up or bend the knee, kind of, so to speak.
yeah.
He wants obedience.
Well, all he does, that's why like Brett Okamoto has a job and the Shimo gets inside access with Dana, right? Because it's not like they're asking him about fighter pay and shit
Yeah,
like that, right?
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Like they're
Yeah.
just seeing how far
Or
they can
that
put
that
Dana's
lawsuit. What's
hog
that
into their
five
mouth.
that civil action lawsuit or whatever?
Yeah.
Um, I think Brett Okamoto might have brought that up to Dana one time, and Dana's like, I don't want to talk about that, and then he just, I don't think it was ever brought up again. But yeah, it's. I wonder what's gonna happen with that.
Who knows?
Who knows? It'll take some time.
I mean,
UFC's
I
got the
the thing
cash.
is like the selfish part of me as a fan likes the UFC from 10 years ago because you got all the fights. The fighters had no leverage. They would just fucking fight whoever was put in front of them all the time. And if you didn't fight, it was like, well, you're out, you're in, fucking keep going. And
I mean, they still do that. Look what they just did to Francis. You
yeah,
know,
and they still do kind of do that, but it's not like the fighters are getting more power now.
they are.
And
Yeah,
and
for
guys are
sure.
sitting out more and I hope they don't bring the Ali Act because you're never going to see a top fighter fight another top fighter again.
Yeah, that's
So I kind of I don't know if they can make a union work though, right? Because people talk about like, oh, do it like the NBA or the NHL, right? The fighters should get half the revenue and shit. Well, the fighters maybe should get half the revenue, but should they get half when it's a lot more risk for the UFC and stuff? Maybe there's a different number. But I mean, right now they get like 18% of the revenue.
yeah.
But
It should just be more. I don't think it should be half because it's promoted a total different way, and
yeah,
it's just like the UFC is pumping so much money into that brand. It's just it is different. But
mhm.
the moment you switch it to the Ali Act, it'll turn into boxing within 10, 15 years time. It just will. It'll slowly go that way.
Oh,
And it's
it'll
a bummer.
erode.
It'll just, regardless of what people say, this and that, oh, it'll be better. It won't do, it will. It'll just take some time. And
Yeah.
that's why I want it to stay the way it is.
I
But
just
maybe
wish
like
that
do
the
something in
UFC,
regards of retirement, like teach these guys about investments or teach them about saving their money or teach them or give them some
teach them
sort of
about taxes, like Mike Perry,
taxes.
right?
Mike
Like
Perry, yeah,
you
exactly.
remember that fucking video? I think I sent it to you. It's just like
Yeah, yeah.
Mike Perry talking about taxes. He's like, you
Yeah.
can't give me money and then just ask for some of it back. It doesn't work like that. Like, well, Mike, that's exactly what it works like.
Yeah, you're a contractor. You're not an employee.
Yeah.
Um,
Here's 100 grand. Now save 30 of it because you're gonna have to pay taxes on it. Well, I spent it all.
yeah.
I'm trying to while out here. That's what he said.
That's why we love him.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, Mike Perry. But yeah, no, I think they should come up with like some sort of a retirement plan and maybe lean into the medical thing too. They should have medical coverage, like better medical coverage, I think.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to pay them that much more. Just let them have the sponsorship money, or give them 50% of the sponsorship money, or give them 50% of the TV money,
Yeah.
right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it would just look more professional if the second you got the call to the UFC, you knew you were going to make $50,000 for that fight. Like, it shouldn't
Yeah.
be like, I don't know what's the minimum now, 12 and 12.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't know if it should be 50 your first fight in the UFC. That's quite a bit of cash. I don't think it's. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, it's hard to
Okay,
get
but
into the UFC, but
I also don't think they should do win bonuses.
no, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
So that
You
would
can
be
take that out.
25 and 25. That's not.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know.
okay. Okay. You mean 50 if they win? I thought you
50
meant 50
flat.
and 50.
No, 50 flat.
Yeah.
No
Okay.
win
Yeah.
bonus.
No, that's
Fighters
fair.
don't. They shouldn't have win bonuses. I don't like the idea that, like, because Maycee Barber got twice her money, Miranda Maverick got half her money because the judges are fucking retarded.
Yeah. Yeah. They
So
think these fighters are just going to show up and not perform if they're not fighting for a win bonus. It's like that's total bullshit.
no.
This is their career. If you've gotten to the UFC, this is your career. Like it just, it's stupid. It's frustrating.
Yeah, no
Keep
doubt.
doing the performance bonuses because people love that. I love that as a fan, but fuck this win shit.
Yeah,
Get
man,
rid
I
of
like
that.
performance bonuses for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
And
yeah, I don't know.
if whatever, we could
Fuck, I
we
was
could
just
literally
gonna say
talk about
something.
this every episode. It's never
I was
gonna
just gonna say something. I can't remember now.
probably never gonna change.
Fuck. Yeah, I don't know. I just wish it was like a flat fee, and I wish they got to choose their own sponsors. And, like, why didn't the UFC just be like, all right, we get 50% of your sponsorship money, and then the fighters would have been fucking happy.
Yeah.
Or even like it's sales tax, right? Like 15%, because you've got all the sponsors on the Octagon and shit, and all the shit that like every fucking 10 seconds they're talking about an ad for P3 protein packs and fucking body
Yeah.
armor water and shit. And
Is that so? Who does that crypto.com? Because some of the fighters wear that out and some don't. And I was wondering, like, is that like a fighter thing that they're getting paid extra, or is that
no,
a
that,
UFC
well,
thing? And
it's basically just, no, I think they all have to wear it, don't they?
fuck, maybe I don't
Connor
remember
didn't.
seeing.
Connor said, fuck you, I'm not wearing it, because he didn't get any money from it.
Connor does what the fuck he
Yeah, what
wants.
are they gonna do? Fine him?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a
I piss on
billionaire.
$20,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
All
wouldn't
right,
wear it, but
let's move on here.
I just don't get why they don't just give him sponsorship money. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, I get that the UFC wants that cash too, but it just seems so, because people are starting to talk about it more and more. Fighter pay, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you can talk about it all you want though, but until these guys fucking put their foot down and try and create a union or a collective bargaining agreement or something like that, they're just gonna fucking. I mean, why would they? And at the same time, why, like, why are you blaming the UFC? They're gonna, like, I mean, my boss makes fucking 12 times as much money as I do. That's the way it
Yeah.
is, right? People are bitching the UFC. Oh, they're making millions. Like, of course they are. They're a successful company. Even the fucking, you go to Walmart, the CEO makes $40 million a year. The fucking staff make $12 an hour. That's the way the world works.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's different when you're gonna have more and more fighters, come to the end of their career and just be beat the hell up. CTE, body's broken, and you're just gonna start hearing about it more and more often, you know. Um, but the thing is, they take care of the guys that have the biggest following, So
Yeah.
it is what it is. All right, let's go. Let's move on here. That Randy Costa guy, Adrian Yanez. What do you think of that fight?
That was a good fight. Randy Costa came out. He had a really good looking jab. He won that first round, I thought, pretty clearly. Well, the first 4 minutes of the round, anyway, and he looked really good. And then he kind of faded, and he quit fighting completely. Like, he just seemed like he gassed out as well. And Adrian Yanez started to jab with him too, because
Yeah,
Costa was landing a lot of jabs in that first round. And then Yanez eventually was just like, fuck it, I need to bite down on my mouthpiece and kind of go for it here. And he started jabbing with him. And then it
yeah,
made Costa jab a lot less. And then he was able to take over.
Yeah, Costa just put up a pace that couldn't
He
be
couldn't hold.
matched. Sorry, he couldn't hold. There was just no way. Looked really good. His jab looked on point, but I figured if Yanez could get through that first round, that it was going to slowly go in his way because the guy's a grinder. And that's exactly it didn't even take long into the second round to notice, yeah, the tides are definitely changing here. Yeah, it's a good fight, entertaining as hell.
It was a good fight, yeah. And yeah, Yanez won me some cash.
Some cash. Too bad Maycee Barber
And
fucked you
Maycee
out of
Barber
all the
fucked
rest
up.
of the cash.
Yeah, man, she ruined a few of my bets. I was not happy with that fucking decision. It wasn't. I don't see how it's even debatable, right? Like, I thought Miranda Maverick clearly won the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
don't know.
I'd have to go back and rewatch, but I remember thinking after the fight, like, oh yeah, Miranda, cool, nice win. And you know, yeah, that was a bummer. Bummer for Miranda. Not only like you just lost a pretty big fight, but you lost half your money too.
Well, yeah, that's another reason why, like I said, I don't really care for like you telling me the fighters are gonna not try as hard.
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, you've already got performance bonuses, right? So they're gonna be trying hard to do that with just because of that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What did you think of this main event? Is
Well, I
TJ
mean,
back? Is he back?
well, he looked pretty good. Um, I think that Sandhagen got over aggressive a lot of times and gave up position by just not moving properly or trying flashy shit like he didn't
Yeah.
have to.
What's with all that fucking spinning shit? Like, dude,
Yeah.
you landed one in the entire fight. And it was a good one. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, he
But
landed that
like,
knee. That was a good knee.
oh, and the spinning back fist.
Yeah, and then the jumping knee. He landed one
Yeah.
good knee too.
Yeah. That fucked up his nose. But
Yeah, I think that was the one that fucked his nose up, right?
yeah, yeah, it was the first one he landed, I think.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, man. TJ looked good. I have to admit he looked good. His chin held up. Like Corey even said at the end of the fight, I was like, man, I didn't expect his chin to be that tough. So that was good. And you're talking about like, he couldn't see for a lot of the fight out of his one eye. And obviously something was fucked with his knee. Like he could move forward, backward, but he couldn't really do the side to side near as well after that knee injury happened.
He also said he couldn't put his hooks in.
Yeah, couldn't put his hooks in, and he got his back how many times? Like I was honestly just impressed with TJ Dillashaw, and I wasn't that impressed with Cory Sandhagen. I thought he would do more. So I thought decision was definitely correct in my opinion, and I was excited for TJ because he put on a good performance. Like just grinded like the pressure the whole time, the entire time. Had Corey backing
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, it was
Walked through a bunch of
surprising.
big shots. Like
Yeah, TJ looked really good. I don't know how much the knee affected the actual fight. That fucking cut, I guarantee you that affected the fight a little bit. Blood
yeah,
leaking in his eye and stuff. And TJ showed that he's a fighter, right? And he didn't give up. He was tough. But I thought that Sandhagen won the fight.
really.
Um, I didn't think it was. I mean, honestly, it was one of the most even. It's the first fight on verdict MMA. The verdict scoring thing on the line is the first one that was a draw, like a true even draw. I think.
Yeah,
So the same amount of people thought one guy won,
yeah,
and so I mean, it shows how close the fight was. But the way the UFC rules are is you score damage first, right? And if everything else, if that's even, completely even, then you go to the rest of the criteria, which is octagon control, effective grappling, blah, blah, blah. You don't even count that shit unless the striking is even. And I thought Sandhagen clearly outstruck TJ Dillashaw in at least 3 rounds. TJ only won by virtue of controlling the fight in the grappling scenarios, but you're not even supposed to count that. And he wasn't doing any. I bet you he landed, what, 8 strikes throughout the whole fight when he was grappling. He was not doing any damage. And that's why I gave the fight to Sandhagen, because TJ was in trouble in that fight several times. Like, not really hurt, but he was in trouble a little bit.
Mm.
And Sandhagen wasn't even remotely close to being hurt at any point in that fight. And that's why I give it to Sandhagen.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I get that that's how it's scored, but like when I think of that, I'd have to go back and rewatch it, of course. But when I think of
I
that fight
rewatched
as
it
a
this morning
whole,
too.
I just I just think TJ deserves to win that fight. I think he wanted it more. He showed that he wanted it more. He went through more adversity, and I just thought like that octagon the control time and the octagon pressure has to count for something if Sandhagen can't finish the fight. You know, I just think
But if
like,
Sandhagen's landing more strikes, why does it matter that TJ's moving forward?
well, I mean, I'm just thinking of like, Michael Bisping versus, Dan Henderson. Same shit. Michael Bisping's face was a plum at the end of that fight. Dan, not a mark on him. Similar thing. Like, I just don't know if the damage should count for that much. I get that, if that's how the scoring is, that's how it is. But in my
I mean,
opinion, I
that's
thought TJ won that fight.
yeah.
But,
I mean,
like
I'm
you
not
said,
saying
it's
that
super even.
he didn't,
So,
but I just, if you're gonna go by how the scoring is, I
yeah.
think that Dillashaw lost the fight. I mean, he
Yeah.
clearly took more damage. What about like the first round, right? All the judges gave TJ the first round. Well, you got to remember, TJ was in a submission in an inverted triangle for almost a minute, and then he got his knee ripped apart from that heel hook.
Yeah.
Those are two major attempted submissions. One of them was so deep that it damaged his leg. Shouldn't that count for a lot of points?
Yeah, it's tough to see how the judges score that because TJ's the one standing up, and if some
And
judges
he
don't know anything about jiu-jitsu, they're going to be like, well, I
and he
mean,
was landing some shots as well. He landed.
yeah,
There was a few where Sandhagen was just reefing on that knee, and then TJ's just like left hook,
oh
right to the
yeah,
face, and I was like, oh
yeah,
my god,
yeah,
he's gonna knock him out.
that's what I thought too. I think it wasn't it Hammer Fist, his right?
It was left hammer fist or left hook.
It was like 4 or 5 in a row. I was like, oh my
Yeah, because
god,
I
Corey's
remember
going to bed.
thinking, I was like, fuck, he's probably lucky that wasn't his strong hand. And he was in a
Yeah,
bit of an awkward position, so he couldn't really like rain down his body weight into it, but it was still,
yeah,
like right on the fucking lips.
yeah. I remember it was like right in the middle of the face, like, and he just closed his eyes and squeezed. It's like, okay,
But it turned out to be maybe a good decision because it did hinder
yeah, because
TJ's movement
it
and
fucked his
prevented him
knee.
from putting the hooks in, if you can believe what TJ said in the interview.
Yeah, it's hard to believe anything he says, but I mean,
It
I
kind
just
of
don't
it
like how
made
he's
sense
not
because
very honest.
He would stop. He would get his back, and then he would just like kind of hold him. He wouldn't, even when he
Yeah,
was on the ground, he wouldn't try and get his hooks in.
yeah,
So it kind of does make sense.
yeah. Like 2.5 years out of the octagon, man. I think he'll. It depends because of that knee, right? That's a bummer that he had to injure his knee.
What if he's out for another 6 months or a year?
Well, yeah, exactly, right. That sucks. So hopefully it's nothing serious, but I don't know. I expected more from Sandhagen. I don't really know how to explain how I expected him to do more. I just thought like he'd towards like the end of the fight, he'd like, really kind of turn it up. Like, all right, it's time to like, you know, stamp this, put a stamp on this or whatever. Cause I just thought like he kind of just fucking danced around for a long time. And, that spinning shit kind of pissed me off. I was like, dude, he keeps getting on top of you or getting in a good position.
Yeah.
Quit throwing that spinning shit.
He didn't quite seem urgent enough.
No. And I remember him like saying like, "Oh, it's I'm here to kill. Everything's damage, and I'm here to inflict damage." And just didn't seem to be that way. Um, so yeah, good fight though. Good fight, exciting fight, high
It
level.
was a good fight. I kept thinking TJ was going to get shut off any second.
That's what I thought too. And was it the second round where even one of the reporters was like, "Yeah, he was kind of piecing you up in that second round," and because he landed like probably 7 or 8 unanswered pretty big shots, and I thought, oh fuck, TJ's going to bed, and then he just kind of smartened up and you know quit getting lazy. So it was,
I think, yeah, I was surprised that TJ was able to out grapple Sandhagen that easily.
mhm.
Because I thought that, like, Sandhagen, that all he would be doing was training grappling after he got fucking subbed in a minute by Aljo.
And maybe he was, because he did get back to his feet pretty much
He
every
did,
time,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, he did. But I also think
And maybe that's why like his stand up didn't look as crisp as it usually does. I
he
mean,
was
I
worried
shouldn't
about the
say that.
takedown.
It looked pretty good.
He looked pretty good, man. He landed a lot of shots on TJ. TJ was busted up.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he was. He was pretty
He got
bad.
hurt a few times, man. That's why I don't know, like I just feel like Sandhagen was never in danger, except for those few left hooks to the face. But he wasn't actually hurt from that. He was just taking shots
Yeah.
when he was going for that submission. But that's why I kind of gave the fight to Sandhagen. I just didn't feel like he was ever in trouble of actually getting finished, and
You
And
know,
TJ was several times.
it honestly would have sucked if Corey won, because then TJ is just another excuse after excuse. Like the next time TJ loses, I want him to get knocked the fuck out or put to sleep. I don't want him to have any more excuses like I won that fight or my knee was fucked so I couldn't perform, like,
The weight
you
cut.
know, the weight cut, whatever it was. I just want TJ to get his lights cleaned next time. And this wasn't that fight. So like I'm happy that he won it, to be honest. It
Yeah,
sounds
losing a
weird.
razor thin decision, like the
Yeah, like
closest decision ever.
he just wouldn't shut up. He's like, oh, I'm still undefeated. So whatever.
He doesn't do that, does he?
No, no, he doesn't say that, but I mean, I'm sure he thinks
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. They're lucky the ref stopped me from hitting him after the bell.
Yeah, exactly. And oh, it was funny that Corey did that to him
It
too.
was
I was
so
like, come
funny,
on, you've
man.
done that in training to partners, dude.
Yeah,
Relax.
like way more blatantly, way
Yeah.
more. That was so funny. He did get him a little bit late, but it wasn't even that bad.
Honestly, he initiated the throw before the bell. Like
That's all I care about, right?
that's all
It
I care
wasn't.
about.
He didn't start throwing it after the bell. I just
Yeah.
watched. I just watched CB Dollaway versus who's the guy that came over from Bellator that Dan Henderson knocked out with the up rear back elbow. Hector Lombard.
Hector Lombard.
Yeah, Hector Lombard knocked out CB Dollaway late after the bell, and they DQ'd him and gave the win to Dollaway. But it was the most brutal 1-2 after the bell. And
Really?
Dollaway just got stretched basically.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, he confronted Tyron Woodley this last weekend. It was hilarious.
Who did?
I was like, Hector Lombard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you should look it up. Tyron looked a little scared. He looked a little freaked out.
Really?
Yeah, it looked weird. It was something about like a few years back, Tyron like tried to fuck his side chick or some shit. I don't know. But it was
I mean,
funny.
Tyrone was a UFC champion. I don't know how scared he should be.
He just looked it looked like
Caught
Hector
him
was
off
about to
guard.
throw a punch kind of thing. He looked like pretty heated up. And Tyron looked like he was just kind of trying to diffuse the situation or whatever. I don't know.
Oh,
You'd have to
okay.
watch it. But either way. Yeah.
Man, I hope he doesn't lose to Jake Paul.
I mean, Jake. One thing that I forgot is Jake Paul's pretty big. Like he's a
Yeah.
definitely a bigger human than Tyron Woodley.
Oh yeah. He's gonna win.
Do you think he's gonna win?
Yes, that's
No,
just the way it is,
no.
man. He's been training boxing for years. He's not old and washed. It's just Jake Paul knows that he has he's got a damn good chance. I think it's like a coin flip. I don't think Tyron's gonna walk out there and smash him.
I don't know.
Tyron's
No,
not
I
a
don't. No,
fucking.
no, no. He's not gonna smash him. I think it'll be a little rough. I think Tyron's gonna have to play like a high guard, kind of play like a little bit of a bitch in the beginning,
It's
and then I think
boxing. It's not a real fight.
uh, I just you got to man, you got to think of the competition experience Tyron's had.
Yeah, but you're also look at Tyron's best wins. Okay,
Did we
Damian
did,
Maya.
did we put money on it?
Did we?
I don't know. Dude, he went 10 rounds with Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
I know,
Like
but he used his wrestling.
put some respect on his name. Very little, not
Yeah,
much wrestling.
he used a lot of wrestling.
No, he used a little bit of wrestling.
Stephen Thompson wasn't able to strike properly because he got fucking taken down in the first round and smashed, and then he was timid the rest of the fight.
You're funny. You're funny. You hate Tyron.
I'm just saying. No, it's not that. I just don't want to be disappointed again, okay? Jake Paul's going to fucking smash all these UFC fighters that are over the hill or not primarily strikers. Like Tyrons a wrestler at the end of the day. He's had a couple
No,
of
he's
sick
not.
knockouts. He's had a couple of sick knockouts, but he's a wrestler.
Yeah, but
He knocked out
okay,
Robbie Lawler.
I'll bet you $30.
30.
30. Because
That
Tyron might
what?
get beat. So I'll bet you $30 that Tyron wins.
Oh. I gotta think about this for a minute.
Oh
Here.
my God.
I have to analyze the actual footage here. I don't make fucking just sporadic bets. That's how I
this
win.
is hilarious.
Actually, you know what? Okay, I'll take it. Just because I'm betting against you and you are the worst better ever.
Yeah, exactly. What do you got to worry about?
Easy money. Plus, if I win or if I lose, I'll just take it out of the money you paid me last week.
Yeah, I paid you $20. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was for the Connor fight, wasn't it?
For a DQ. Yeah, bullshit.
It wasn't a DQ.
Or sorry, not a DQ. A doctor stoppage.
That he would have been stopped a minute into the second round.
No, you don't know that. You can't. Everybody that's saying that, you cannot say that.
I know.
Don't get me wrong. I love to speculate too, but you can't say that.
I don't know. I think
that probably would have happened too, but we just don't.
I think that in all the multiverses out there, there's about 12 of them where Connor wins that fight in the second round.
He won that fight. He has won that fight.
Yeah, 7 years ago when he was.
Oh, you mean in that second round? Yeah, it's whatever. Connor's probably done. Who cares?
I didn't think that third fight was very close. Like Connor fucking, I don't know. Like he started shooting for a takedown because he was getting smashed, and then he got taken down and got fucking smashed, and then he broke his leg.
Yeah, it's never a good look when Connor goes for a takedown.
Oh, you're a wrestler now.
You know? People just, I don't think they underestimate it, but Dustin Poirier hits hard, man. And Connor felt that power.
He's
what
so
did he get hit with a 1-2?
big.
He was like, all right, I'm taking him down.
Well, he took 2 of them in a row.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, takedown.
Oh, that fucking hurt. Like, I don't want to be standing with this dude.
Man, it sucks. Like, getting hit in the face sucks. Like when you get hit hard.
Especially when you're worth $200 million.
So loud. It's so
it's
loud.
Like, I don't need this.
And you can't see.
Yeah. Yeah, I've only been hit hard a couple of times. And I don't even think that was like hard. That was just like hard.
Well, I hit my head on the cupboard there last week, and man.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, the moment you got your boxing gloves on, you've been hit a couple times in a sparring match.
No, it's
all of that
different.
It's totally different. Like you don't even, doesn't even hurt. Hurts after, but not during.
Yeah. No, but I just mean like the impact.
Yeah, it jars you. It's jarring. It's a weird feeling.
Yeah.
All right,
no doubt.
What's the so we got Petr Yan fighting Aljamain in October, I believe.
October 30th.
So TJ, considering the knee injury, should probably just wait. That's what I would do because he'll get that
fight
shot
in February.
Yeah. And then, maybe Sandhagen versus Font, Sandhagen versus Garbrandt. Like, there's tons of fights.
Not Garbrandt. He deserves more than that. Garbrandt's got 1 win in like fucking 5
Oh,
fights.
sorry. Garbrandt's coming off that loss. Never mind. Yeah.
He needs to fight Rob Font.
Who's Jose Aldo coming off? A loss?
Did he lose to Petr Yan in his last fight?
Was that his last fight?
No, he beat.
No, he beat
Marlon Vera.
Marlon, yeah. So you could do Sandhagen versus Aldo or Rob Font versus Aldo.
Why the fuck is Jose Aldo ranked number 4?
Because he beat up Marlon Vera.
Yeah, who was ranked number 13 at the time.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
He also had that really close fight with Marlon Moraes that I thought he won. I don't know. I don't really hate that, to be totally honest. I don't really mind.
I mean, he lost to Marlon Moraes, then he lost to Petr Yan, and then he beat Marlon Vera, and he's ranked number 4. Like, fuck off.
Yeah. No, you're probably right.
It's so stupid, man. I was just thinking about like how
I'd pick Aldo to beat the champion.
Hey?
I said I'd pick Aldo to beat the champion.
You think so?
Yeah, I fucking hate Aljamain Sterling.
I think Aljo. Well, actually, yeah. Who knows?
His last performance was so beta. Just everything about it,
I
start to
mean,
finish.
he won the first 2 rounds, didn't he?
I think maybe the first round. I don't know about the second. I'd have to rewatch it.
Yeah, the first round. But I mean, he was like just
But I mean, like if
spamming.
Piotr Jan steps on the gas pedal and comes just as hard back, he could have
Yeah.
won that first round. He just
Yeah, he was
he was
just
like,
spamming.
he was just like, all right, I'm gonna let him get tired. This is a 5-round fight. This is not my first fight. I'm not stupid. I'm gonna let him get his shots off. Like that's totally what happened. Yeah, whatever. Fuck you all, Joe. All right. So yeah, what's coming up next week?
uh, Pretty mediocre fucking fight night, headlined by Uriah Hall versus Sean Strickland.
Strickland.
I actually kind of
don't
like Sean
know.
Strickland. I want to see where his ceiling's at, but
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of interest in this fight card. I mean, Sam Alvey, he's lost 5 in a row. Brian Barberina somehow still in the UFC. Yeah, I don't know. Not a lot of interest in this card from me, honestly. I mean, I'm gonna watch it obviously because I love fights, but
Yeah. I like the main event though. Main event's exciting.
former
Strickland's got hands, man.
women's bantamweight champion Nico Montano is on the fight card. Looking forward to that one.
Brutal. Brutal.
I wish she would have fought Valentina.
No, that would have been a massacre.
Yeah, man, champ versus champ.
Yeah, no. No good.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Uriah Hall. I mean, he's got like a sneaky little 4-fight win streak, I guess, coming into this fight. And Sean Strickland's looked pretty good too.
Yeah, dude.
Who did he beat in his last fight? Christoph Jotko. He won his last fight, and then he knocked out
Fucked
Brendan
up
Allen.
Brennan Allen. That was a good
Yeah,
fight.
beat Jack Marshman. That was a good fight. He fucking tuned up Jack Marshman.
Oh yeah. He's like screaming at him at the end of the fight.
Yeah.
Let's go. Like I don't know. He's dope. I just watched that video of him and that jujitsu guy, and that jujitsu guy was like cranking his arm, doing that shoulder crank thing.
Oh yeah, what a fucking
That was
douche.
greasy. Fucking douchebag, man.
I know, he's like, what? There's
You know
nothing.
that's the thing. Like if you're that high level and in that world, man, you know that's
You're
greasy.
wrenching it. You're wrenching
like,
it.
Why was it dirty when John Jones did it to fucking
Well, it wasn't dirty. It was in a fight. That was fine. I was totally cool with that.
Oh yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like people still thought it was dirty though,
Yeah.
and that was in a fight, a paid
Oh,
fight.
yeah.
You're
The
doing
guy's a
that in the fucking training room.
He knows.
Yeah, he knows. And he was doing it aggressive. Like that second one, man, was aggressive. Like put his everything into it. Like, oh man. I thought more guys in the gym should have like been agreeing with him, especially the coach. Like, dude, he's got a fight coming up. Why are you even there doing that with that guy? Like, get out of there. What do you got to prove against a fucking massive fat ass, black belt jujitsu guy? Like, get out of there. I just thought that was so dumb.
Yeah, it was fucking it was so blatant, and he did it twice.
Yeah, first one didn't catch him. Second one, this guy gotcha.
Yeah, because it's not like a move you can tap to or anything. It's just it hurts. You got
now my shoulder's wrecked. Yeah. All right. Let's pick them. Who you got? Uriah Hall or Strickland?
It's a fucking tough one to call, honestly. Like I could see Uriah Hall knocking Sean Strickland out cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. But I think Sean Strickland's going to be able to stick at range and just jab away. And Uriah Hall's jab might fucking really save him in this fight. Actually, this is a tough one.
Sean Strickland's hands are nice. I think
they are.
But Uriah Hall doesn't keep him at range. I think it's Sean Strickland's kicking range.
I like Uriah Hall's jab, and I like he's got a good reach advantage too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fucking tough fight to call, honestly. Who are you leaning towards?
I'm
Strickland?
going Strickland.
I think he's probably the safer bet. But yeah, I'll take Uriah Hall. I think Strickland might win, but I could really see Uriah Hall just catching him.
Yeah. It depends what Uriah Hall shows up and how he's feeling.
Yeah.
And,
He's looked good for a bit, so he's due for a downfall here.
Yeah. Poor guy.
Yes.
He still
All
just
right.
has
Well, thanks a lot for listening,
Chris
guys.
Weidman's ankle and his shin bone.
Yeah, he still feels bad about that, I'm sure.
100%.
You have to, right?
Yeah.
You ruined the guy's career. He's old now and he's going to have to retire.
He ruined his own career. All right, let's wrap this up.
All right, episode 95 in the books, guys. Thanks a lot for listening. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review on your podcast platform or check us out on YouTube at Modern Day MMA. We're going to be back next Sunday. We're trying to do them Sundays, but it doesn't always work out. We'll be back next week to talk about UFC 265. You got any insights on that one, Kael?
Nah, not at the moment.
Poor
Francis.
Other than the fact that it's a completely useless fucking interim title.
Yeah, exactly.
The most unwarranted one I've ever seen, I think.
Yeah, but he just became champion, you know.
Like 90 days ago.
Yeah. Not cool. Not cool.
No
but
doubt.
I mean, that's what I'm talking about. You gotta obey Dana White.
Yeah. You know? Well, do as you're told.
Yeah. Get
that paper.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot for listening, guys. Leave us a 5-star review, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, blah, blah, blah. See you in 7 days.